Nobody. Why, oh, Papa? Where you been? On a taboo. Was the eye, on a debut. Wow, why, oh, Papa? Nayaki Nuru. Where you been? On a taboo. Was the eye, on a debut. It's out. Aha. That's it. I deal with one too. All right. We're going to be hitting the ground running now. Do I go through that? So my voice sweet. Me, me will quick for my. Me already form a cultural troop or man. The cultural troop me I forming now. What do they ba? Who were on cultural troop of Benin? Aguyo Orlando. Domo. Okay, that means 7 p.m. here. All right, today's class we are starting. I'm not going to keep anybody waiting. In 5 minutes we should start. Today's class is going to be very interacting, and I would also want people to call through. All right, so that people can contribute and say their mind. But yeah, so you can call through this platform when I call here. So you should know the process, and we'll just we'll discuss about a few things. Then we'll round up quickly. But meanwhile, I think if you can't join this program, the first thing that I think you should do is to share this program to um, different groups, platforms, so that people can join and learn. Okay. Uh, we're going to be talking about issues of concern in Benin Kingdom. About two or three things I want to talk about. The way, number one will be the way our people can sell Benin Kingdom for 20 naira. Um, Number two will be bordering on why do these political miscreants drag the palace into their nonsense politics. Number three will be what's it number three? Number three. Mm, okay, number three will be unnecessary creation of multiple ideas. It's unnecessary. You understand? In the past 3 days, I've seen people adding me to different platforms on the same Benin. It's too much for crying out loud. I've been speaking on this matter. People think it's too much. It's unnecessary. It's too much. These are the three key things I want to speak about. The first is, why do our people, not our people now, why do some of our people will sell us out with just $500 or $1,000? The second one is, why do these political miscreants drag the palace at all times in order to prove their useless political point? Their useless political point. Why? Why? Why do these children of nowadays, who do not rest, when you have respect for your own father, you can't disrespect the palace? I don't understand what is wrong with these caricature politicians. They have been doing it for the past 2 years. Why do they always drag the palace into their nonsense politics? So we have to speak on it. And I want to implore other people to also speak on the matter. The palace has no whatsoever interest in the politics of Edo State or in the politics of Nigeria. They only have interest of how these politicians can be of magnificent or positive relevance to his people, to his land, and the nation generally. And the third one is, why do people keep creating groups and all of that? It's fucking annoying. Like I've said, anyway, let me just talk about it in passing. So in all of this, you can call through this platform so that you can make your own contributions. And so you can make it as lively as possible, but do ensure that you share brokers so that other people can get to participate in our program. Participate in our program. Okay. Now, first and foremost, I have made observations about the frequency of how people, what opened my eyes to see what is going on in Benin Kingdom was last year. I saw first class of how her people can deny their own heritage because of stipends, Nedute Lalobo. I didn't want to speak on the matter until recently when I had to comment on my former friend, Nek Maobasoge, Nebo TV. That prompted why I wanted to speak on this matter. Often at times, people come out and say that they're projecting Benin heritage. They come out and say that they love Benin Kingdom. They come out and say that Benin Kingdom is their pride. But in reality, with just $500 or $1,000, they will gladly sell off or sell out Benin interest. During the artifacts crisis, during the Benin artifact crisis, that is when I actually knew our people and their self-centeredness. A lot of them kept mute, knowing fully well that the artifact in question belongs to the Oba of Benin and only Oba of Benin alone. It is his exquisite right to give that right of ownership to whoever he so desires. But our people, the so-called presenters, a lot of them kept mute on the matter. Because it was against their interest, or it was against what some of them were being paid for. You can't say you are for Benin Kingdom when there's a great injustice. This is not about being right or being wrong. This is about being factual. Let any of them come and prove that the ownership of those artifacts was not to the Oba of Benin. They knew the truth was there, it was glaring. They kept mute. They never spoke about it. They never criticized the governor for trying to take what does not belong to him, either by whatever ideas or whatever means. They never came out. They never spoke to it. I carefully observed. I saw those who were very diplomatic in their speech because they could not insult in their usual bravado the palace. They did not have facts to prove that it was not, that the step currently taken by their boss is wrong or was not correct. They instead kept mute. Some kept mute, knowing fully well that the issues on ground was very clear. The artifacts in question belong to the Oba of Benin. They all kept mute. They all kept mute. They are still mute on the matter today. Only for them to do a 360 degree to start saying that Benin Kingdom is their heritage. How can Benin Kingdom is their heritage when the citadel of that heritage that you come out at all times to speak very good about, you could not defend it because it was against the interests of the governor? I don't know how some people could be so stupid and very myopic not to understand that how can you support a fledgling institution like a governmental institution over an institution that has survived for 2058 years. I don't know how people get to think that you get to support an institution over an institution that has survived over 2,000 years, over an institution that will continue to survive as far the world still exists. You disregard this ancient institution for a fledgling institution that does not grow beyond 8 years at best. It was so much bitter pill for me to swallow. Like in my usual beliefs, I do not have any issue against people for believing in the way that they believe. If you have a particular ideology that is different from mine, I will never tell you that that ideology is wrong. What I will do, I will avoid you. So I have been avoiding a lot of these people. A lot of them. Frankly speaking, I've been avoiding a lot of them. Because I cannot sit back and be happy with the people who so, at the time when the kingdom needed them most, turned their back on the kingdom because it was inconvenient for them. Because it wasn't convenient for their pockets. I cannot be seen laughing with people who turned their back on the kingdom at the time the kingdom wanted them. When God and our ancestors give you a role, give you a position, it's always for the future of the kingdom. I've always said that I always believe it's a privilege that I am izoduwa that I am today. And when there is a need for us, for me, to fight for the kingdom, I will fight for the kingdom. I will fight for the kingdom. As a man, I have never demanded anything. I have never, I keep saying it all the time. I have never been to any politician's house for the past 6 years. I do not go. I do not frolic with them. The reason is very simple. They are selfish. They are self-centered. They don't believe in the selflessness of Benin Kingdom. So I do not go to them. I do not seek for their approvals. I do not seek for their interest. I do not seek for anything. Just a few days ago, I went to deliver a lecture at Edo State Ministry of Art and Culture. I came, I met with the commissioner, the honorable commissioner. I greeted him. When I was done, I left. I walked out. It was when I was almost leaving the venue that I was told that, would I just be leaving without greeting the commissioner? It is the commissioner. This is not pride. I'm just trying to tell you the kind of a person I am. It is the commissioner that came to meet with me and said that he will shall keep in contact with me. If he doesn't call me, I won't call him. I don't have Izoduwa does not have interest in politicians or political interest. If I'm called tomorrow to come and deliver a lecture for free, I will. But say I will not call that I need something. No, it's not possible, because do you know why? I have an interest in protecting the cultural heritage, the interest of the palace, the interest of Benin Kingdom. That deters me from getting close to any politician, because that is who they are. At every instances, they will always want to use their interest to surmount the general interest of Benin Kingdom. So I stay clear from all of them. And that has kept my sanity. For those who are frolicking with them, the message I have for you today is that I'm not saying anybody shouldn't be a friend to politicians. But what is desired of a Benin man, a Benin woman, at the times of triad, during the times where we had issues about the artifact, who would the artifact go to, is for you to come out and speak the truth. It's for you to come out and speak the truth. The truth was what built the Benin Kingdom of old. Men took pride in standing for the truth, in defending the truth. But people are now more interested in defending their pockets. That is why when people say I brag a lot, I brag because I do not yield, I do not concede, I'm not within the cascades of temptation. So when you don't go close to the people that you know that can badly influence you in thinking the way you are supposed to think, you don't get to be influenced negatively. It is just, you cannot, there's a common saying that if you want to eat with the devil, use a long spoon. But there's another common saying, don't eat with the devil at all. Don't eat with the devil at all. So I do not believe in that parable that says that if you want to be a devil, use a long spoon. No! Izoduwa said, don't eat at all. Where did they any? But to a long spoon. Don't think. In thereby, you keep your sanity. You speak with authority because you don't have anybody that has placed you in their pockets. That is the truth. If people don't take care, if someone at one point of time has not bribed you, has not given you a money, has not given you one particular money to do what you're supposed to do, he or she cannot also now decide to you how to think and know what to think. That's why when issues like this comes up, we just come out and speak the truth. And avoid those corruptible individuals that we feel can corrupt our sanity. That is what has kept me clean. I do not create an avenue where my mind will be corrupted. So I think straight. And like I always say, I'm always in the best position to speak on matter because I have maintained neutrality in both sides, to the palace and to any other person. Because people will not understand. People will not understand when I say I maintain the neutrality to the palace. I maintain the neutrality. I've kept a very miserable distance from the palace. I have my reasons. So that people don't say that I defend the palace all the time because no. I like to always let people know that whatever I do or say is out of my own free will. Not because I was given a particular amount of money or I'm eating from a particular institution, that's what I'm defending it. I defend the Benin institution because I am convinced, because that is my institution that directly over the years, hundreds of years, thousands of years, has represented my interest as an Edoma uh, uh, all throughout these years. So what pisses me off, I'm not talking about, I'm speaking on this matter because what pisses me off is that you cannot come out and say that you are defending the Benin institution or you are promoting Benin cultural heritage, only for you to keep mute because on a particular matter that is bent on humiliating the Benin cultural heritage, only for you to keep mute because it does not favor you, because probably someone has given you something someone has bribed you or given you something. It does not tell well. It does not tell well. It does not tell well on us. I always say that no matter how much you think, whether more or less of the palace, always know that it's an institution that have meant very well for the Edo people over the years. And we as Edo people must do so much within the purview of our strength to protect that institution. And I cannot sacrifice that institution for a 8 years institution. I cannot sacrifice a permanent ideology for a temporary one, which is at best 8 years. No governor can rule beyond 8 years. Then why will I support an institution that does not grow beyond 8 years for an institution that is over 2,000 years? It just doesn't make sense. It's shallow, it's selfish. It's the height of being selfish. And that's why I'm speaking on the matter today. So those who support politicians or governments over the palace of the Oba of Benin are either very myopic in their thought, very stupid, they don't have foresight. So that's what I want to speak on this matter. If you think you are if you are a presenter promoting Benin cultural heritage, and when there is a clash of interest between those who think who owns the power, the government, and the heritage you have been defending for years, and you now decide to be mute and neutral because you don't want to offend the government, then the government, I'm your done, I'm your banner, I'm your gisone, I'm your government. Then the government. The Benins have existed with their Oba thousands of years before the creation of government, colonial creation of government. Then you think, as an Edoma, that I will not sacrifice that institution that has been part of my generations for years because of the colonial forced government on our land and our people. And I always try to make people understand, those people who keeps on clamoring for government brings modernity, governance brings development, then I challenge it. I challenge them. Let us do a physical visibility of development of post-colonial Benin and pre-colonial Benin and actually see the Benin that is greater. In other words, let's look at the Benin where the Oba of Benin was in control politically and traditionally. And let's look at the Benin where these state governments are now in control. And let's see which one is greater. Let anybody take me on that debate. Let anybody tell me, you know what? Not what a lot of them do say that Oba of Benin of the old had power over life and death, that nobody was able to question him. That unlike in the democratic time where the voice of the people is the voice of whatever, I don't know how they call it. But I told them that it therefore means that you have not understood the details of Benin. The Benin organization is almost near perfect. Who said that the Obas of Benin of the old weren't challenged? Who said some powers of the Obas of Benin of the old weren't checked? Who said that the Oba of Benin had a unilateral decision-making system? They had councils of elders. What? Just like what the president, before the president of the nation takes, the president of Nigeria takes economic decisions, he had government in councils, which includes all of the governors, the ministers, and all of that, and special advisors and all of that. The Oba of Benin had the same. That is what we call the Jaime. The government in council. The issues bordering on the kingdom were decided not unilateral by the Oba of Benin. He had his own councils that he takes advices from. He has his own council that he must consult. So we had a kind of a government that is more perfect than democracy. The people had voices. You said Iyase Oredoya. Iyase is the representative. It's like the representative of the people. Iyase was chosen to be the mouthpiece of the people in the presence of the Oba of Benin. Everybody can speak for the Edo people. So Iyase as a title was created to speak on behalf of the Edo people when there is an injustice done to the Edo people, probably from the throne. It's the Iyase that says that if you were he presents the matter. And the tradition empowers that should, in case there is an outrage between the Oba and the Edo people, the Iyase is compelled to choose the Edo people over the Oba. That is a system that I've understood, even democracy, that the modern day system. So I don't know how to talk sense into these people so that they can have sense. So it's the same institution that you chose to belittle because someone has given you 100,000 or because someone has given you 200,000. Well, I say this categorically. I want to be very clear. If you cannot stand for the kingdom at its lowest time, you are not fit to be called a Benin man or a Benin woman. You are not. If you cannot stand for your land, for your Oba, at the trying times, knowing fully well that your Oba is right. It's not as if he's wrong. He's right. He's fighting for his rights. This is my artifact, stolen from my father. Return it to me. That is not too much to ask. And you are a Benin presenter. You choose to remain neutral. You choose to remain mute, knowing fully well that what belongs to your father was being taken. What all was being conceived to be taken. You don't deserve to be a Benin presenter if you cannot defend the interest of your palace when your palace is right. I keep saying when the palace is right. I'm saying that should, in case in the future the palace is wrong, I'm not saying you should defend. The concept of Edo is built on truth. We must maintain that truth, whether it's against or not against the palace. We must maintain the truth. In this case, the palace is in truth. Return my stuff. The other one said, no, it has to come to me. Then you stay mute. The least that is expected is for you to come out using the same platform that you built through the so-called I'm a proud Benin son and daughter. When the time came for you to use that same platform to speak, to support the heritage that deceptively over the years you've been using to probably enrich yourself, you could not use that same platform to defend the interest of the kingdom and the palace. Then you now ask me, Izoduwa, to pick your call, to speak to you. Oh, Awano. Can't. I saw those who didn't defend the palace during that crisis. I'm not saying it's over. It's not over. For what I know about that guy, it's not over. He doesn't fight to lose. He fights to finish. And you kept mute. Then you've lost your relevance in the eyes of God and in the eyes of our ancestors. In the eyes of God and our ancestors. Then you're not supposed to be defending or talking about Benin heritage or Edo heritage. Because how do you say you are a Benin man or a Benin woman when the time when your Benin faith is being tested and you run away? Why are you saying? Is it not during crisis that you know those that really mean well for the land and not? If you didn't mean well during the crisis, do you not think when all the things are not good and rosy, that the Benin people now should not think well of you? I've always told you people that look at all of those presenters that are doing Edo cultural. If anyone did not speak against the governor during the time of the artifact, they don't deserve to be respected. They don't deserve to be respected. I've said what I have said. 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 The second topic I want to speak on is these miscreants, politicians, whether in PDP or whether in APC or whatever political party, whether it's PDP or whether it's APC, whatever political party, these miscreants should remove Oba of Benin from their stinking mouth. To remove Oba of Benin from their stinking mouth. Oba of Benin has every right to receive every man or woman, every human, whether man or woman, to his palace and blesses him or her by his own will. It is his right. It is within his constitutional right. It's within his traditional right. Every man or woman that comes to the palace to seek for blessings will get it. If the Oba so wishes to bless the person, It is not in the place of you. You don't decide. You are not the Oba of Benin. You are not the palace. It is not your place for you to decide who the Oba blesses or who the Oba curses or who the Oba grant recognition or who the Oba do not grant recognition. It's within his traditional rights. It's within his traditional rights. And funny enough, I don't play politics with anything. Everybody knows me. It doesn't, you don't, the only time I ever get to speak on issues that has to do with politicians is only when it is not revolving around the palace. That's why I speak. If it's not concerning the palace, I see them all the time. Because they're a bunch of liars. People who will see the truth, yeah, I don't mingle with this set of people. And that's the reality. Funny enough, like I said, I do not mix politics with history. Funny enough, the Ikwere people are proud Benin descendants. So it therefore makes Wike a Benin man. We cannot say Ikwere people at our convenience are Benin descendants, only for one of them to come. But because it does no longer suit us politically, we'll not say that it's a foreigner. You understand? We have gone in search of all our brothers and sisters. And I'm one of in the best position. Do you know how many years of work it took us? Do you know how many findings, how many presentations that were presented to the present monarch? That made me to know, to be aware. That made him to know and to be aware that the Ikwere people are Benin descendants. Do you think that when Omo said that he's of Benin origin, he was talking from the point of ignorance? He's talking from the point of facts. And if he's of Benin origin, that means he's a proud Benin son and should be treated as one. I don't care whether the governor is arrogant or whatever. It doesn't concern me. Whatever the characters of all of these politicians are, it doesn't concern me. But I'm an historian. I thought from an historical perspective, point of views, the Ikwere people, by all of the histories and findings that we have, are proud Benin descendants. Although some of them, like the Amechi, tends to have inclination towards the Igbo. Most of them are matrilineally related to the Igbos. We have all those facts and findings. Obviously, you people that have been following me knows that. We've been there. We had our program at Ikwere Land last year in Port Harcourt. They own Port Harcourt. Obviously, you saw about 5 Ikwere kings attended that function. You saw it. Everybody saw it. So we are not talking at a point of ignorance. We are talking at a point of authority, point of facts. So if Ikwere people are proud Benin descendants and Wike is an Ikwere man, what does that make him? Is he not a Benin man? So please, I don't want to mingle into all of those political nonsense conversation. My own take on the matter first. Like I said, I made my own summation that I've never heard. I've never been told. You know, sometimes they are on the social media space, they'll tell you the do's and don'ts when you're inside the palace. I have never anywhere read that part of the traditions of our land is that someone cannot, when someone goes to his own father's house and is very comfortable, that he cannot cross his leg. When you feel comfortable in your own father's house, you feel comfortable. Not that your father was there. It's factual. I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need to be in the palace for me to know that the Oba cannot have been there while a Wike will cross his leg. Even if Wike is disrespectful to traditional rulers in River State, when you enter the palace, what man at Oba Goridi, when you enter the presence of the Oba Benin, no matter how stubborn, no matter how arrogant you are, you will humble yourself. So I know that no man born of any woman can go to that palace of the Oba Benin and maintain his or her arrogance in the presence of his monarch. No, it's not possible. So he was relaxed. He crossed his leg while they were waiting. Obviously, other pictures came out. He knelt down. Oba Benin is not like any king in Nigeria. But that does not mean that when you go into his presence or when you enter his palace, you have to be shivering in fears. He was relaxed. He was in his father's house. I'm not defending Wike on my comment, but 2 or 3 things I want people to draw from this argument. First, number 1 is this. Wike is a Benin man. Imasuen or anybody, Imasuen Izoduwa talking, is not more Benin than Wike, and it should be treated as that. It should be treated as that. Because if you say Ikwere people are Benin origin, then Wike is an Ikwere man. That means it's a Benin man. It's ancestrally of Benin origin, and it should be treated as one. Most especially, why would you treat it? We should treat Wike as one. It is even to our own good. So the fact number 1 is that Wike should be treated as a Benin man because he's a Benin man. I don't speak jargons. I speak from a point of authority, and that is fact. That's fact number 1. Fact number 2. The Oba of Benin has every right within his traditional power and jurisdiction to receive anybody that he wishes to receive and bless anybody that he wishes to bless. Whether that person fair go see the governor or fair go see the president, how's that Oba's business? How is that Oba's business? Say you don't go see governor, you don't see governor. How's that Oba's? What does that go to come? Not be when you come palace, he will receive you. What's that? Oh, should Wike have come to the palace and Oba will not tell him, oh, first one see the governor before you come and see me? Why drag the palace? Why drag the palace? He came to seek blessings and he got it. If anybody feels Wike is not like someone or some people who are running from the palace. If those people are currently running from the palace now, if they come to the palace tomorrow, the Oba will also receive them. So I don't want anybody to start dramatizing issues or trying to use their stinking mouth to bring Oba into their nonsense political talk. What has the monarch got to do with politics? The monarch is even now more careful to even speak on any political matter, because now they are here. They have a way of twisting words that he said or that he might never have said. So please, Oba Oyedo, Imagine take Oba matter out of your stinking mouth. Concentrate on your politics. Oba is not interested in the politics of Edo State or in the politics of Nigeria. He's not interested. He's a father to all, and he's father to all. Every man who comes to the palace to receive his blessings gets his blessings. Undiscriminately. Not to think about Omanori, Ovia Dono, Ovia say no. Why can't he get his blessings? Like I've said, except someone has to prove to me from point of history that the Query people are not Benin people. If the Query people are Benin people, then Wike is a Benin man. And he has a right, very big right, to seek blessing from his royal father, the Oba of Benin. These are facts. These are issues I wanted to talk about. Then lastly, I will just talk about that one in passing. So if you want to join, you can call through so that to also contribute. Lastly, please, you people are creating so many unnecessary groups. What about log if you do safe? Group every day being created. What is our problem? What are we fighting for? Is it leadership? Is it I want to be the leader? Is it I want to be the president? Open even know how it has. Do they pay? You're in a particular group today. Because you disagreed with the leader of that group, you run fiam. You want to create your own. Then another person disagrees with you. Fiam. You also want to create your own. But he let you know the world is moving. Other ethnic groups are having one unilateral front. While Benin people are still poised in disintegrating groups to create subgroups, from subgroups, sub-subgroups. A time ago, we'll now be having supra groups. The group that I founded 5 years ago, I've never splitted. I've never splitted it. People left to form their own. Those ones broke again to form another. Those ones broke, they are still breaking. But I had the pioneer founder. I have maintained. I have never been distracted. Tomorrow now, I now come to say, people have tempted me, say, all this oil and gas and all of that, I could go fight, put unemployment. I was like, that's not the function of my group. My group is to get only Benin's, and that's the only thing I've been doing. If I wanted to do everything, my group would have been distracted. But we are set out in doing one very important thing at what we are still doing. A lot of people are not duplicating that idea. I only tell them, that's your headache. It doesn't concern me. It doesn't concern me. A lot of people have always tried to steal my ideas. I'm still izoduwa. I'm still here. I don't steal people's ideas. I have so much that I want to do for this land that is unique to me and that is original to me. That is unique to me. That is original to me. Last year, a lot of groups were trying to claim, saying that then start Queenie Dance Day. Some journalists called me that a lot of groups are fronting that they started Queenie Dance, and I was like, that the concept of Queenie Dance, I know how it started in my bedroom at Ekenwa. So, if anybody tomorrow now comes out that he started the concept of Happy Dance Day and all of that, I won't even speak on the matter. I'm not coming because I'm used to our people. I'm used to our people. So, but what I am begging for, what I am pleading, to allow these forming groups and breaking up. You people should stop. The best you can run it 1 year or 2 years, it has collapsed. Another group will still come. Everybody will run. Another group. Why can't everybody just combine together? I've told some papers have reached out to me. I told them that they had a group that they wanted me to join. I said, I can't join any other group again, please. I can't join any other. I'm only a member. The only group that I belong to is GBD. That's the only group I belong to. This group, Ugoro does not have a WhatsApp page and all of that. I don't, because I don't want it to be an association. I just want it a place where we talk, teach history, talk about problems of Benin Kingdom. That's all. It doesn't have to be an association. If I wanted the Warren to be an association, I would have since created it. But I already have an association. That when I resign, when I hand over, soon I'm just going to relax. I will not form any other group. Except the ancestors woke up to me directly in my dream that there is a need for me to fight a particular cause. And I will just create a group for only one primary purpose. I'm only known to always pursue one thing. I don't know how to pursue many things at the same time. One thing. That is why you've never seen me deviate from teaching Benin history. A lot of people are saying that why now let Benin history go to teach. That is my calling. The people now who deviated from teaching Benin history to politics, look at their lives now. They are messing up. Focus. Focus. You must be focused. So I'm a definition of a guy who is very who is very, sorry, I didn't use focus. Who is very focused. Who is very focused. Oh man, see how they sweat. So, you allow. I'm begging all of you. I'm begging all of you. And allow na kobo kugbe na ya dole doyi. So if anybody wants to come online, can join. Let me add you. So please, I think I've been able to run through all of my. I've been able to run through all of the talk I wanted to talk about. Like I said, if you want to call through, if you want to participate on today's program, please participate. Share this video so that I can go viral. So other people can also join us. Okay. So I don't know. So, well, I'll just hold on a little bit for us to call, for those who want to call to join. Otherwise, I'll just be rounding up. Like I said, the topic three topics I spoke about, very short, but very, very, very interesting. I've made my point, and my point should be used for other future reference. Stop selling us out. If you know how much of these politicians that a lot of you people respect and worship, if you know how much they have sold us out, do you know how many informations that we have, some of us have, that we cannot put in public? We can't put in public. We can't. We can't put in public. We can't put in public. A lot of our people have sold us out. Someone commented on the post that I made yesterday that according to him, he said I criticized that the video I did that izoduwa winner that made caused a lot of rancor in his office space and all of that. Then, and I said, I didn't reply. Well, if he's here, he or she is here, listen very attentively. Izoduwa has always defended Benin interest. But Izoduwa will never lie about it. I don't know how to lie. I am in the know. I am in the place of knowledge. I am in the know. I see how our people, I'm not saying all of our people, most of our people, majority of our people, not those ones outside. Those ones are very hardworking. Those ones within Benin, how they don't want to work. If people think that I'm lying, let them take statistics. Go to banks. Go to big eateries like Market Square, the two market squares in Benin. Go to all the eateries. Some of those people, even go to the MPDC headquarters, go to all of those places and see how many, go to the Benin airport and see how many Benin people are there. Then you have to say hi, that. In Market Square, the manager in Market Square is my friend. I asked him one time that since I've been coming to buy things here, I go to markets almost 3 or 4 times in a week. I have, because you know, I am a name tag. You know, since I've been coming here, barely I've seen one Edo girl selling as one of the attendants here. Then I asked, why? He said it's an open ballot policies. That during when the time when they were employing, no Edo people were applied. I remember I worked in Edo GIS. I worked in Edo GIS as a civil servant. I know how the former HOS was calling Edo people, some Edo people. Oh, I ain't have a phone. If you people know about that story, I don't win. These are statistics. I'm not talking out of sentiment. I'm not trying to talk emotionally. I'm talking so that we can start encouraging. And I don't get that I employed, or might say November, or winner, Nejama, or stopping winner. Luckily for me, now we are doing. Talking for me. And people think I'm trying to spoil our name. What would I benefit if I spoil our name? Is it not the same people that I defend? I've been defending for a better part of my adulthood. But we have to tell ourselves the truth. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Chief Sami Gbedi Yasser founded an NGO that empowers people. He barely said the first Edo people, he said, he told me of this story that when I met some people that came from Benin, a POP, screeding, and they were very good at it. So when he now saw them, I said, okay, how much will it take for him to employ, for him to get at least 10 Edo persons? They even don't know. Oh, I will worry. Oh, yeah, me, I die. Or if you do not be obedient. Already the first one he carry. You know, the Maya the training. Unigo ya say how I pay ya. That it told anybody that is close to you. I say go and ask him this. Go and
go and say this is what Izoduwa said. Some of them said, Unigo that Messiah should be paying them for even employing them for something of free. Unigo paying. Of the 10 people that they were eventually able to get, the first 5 days, he sent Magidi winner. Then the last 5, they have all that they don't have money, that since Yamamigo that Yasa is not willing to give them transportation. That eventually of the 10 people that Yasa paid for, almost running 2 millions, a vacation. Ori were. Then 8 of them, they will rather prefer to go near where Libya so that some of them will drown at the Mediterranean. So when we say this, people think that we hate, but it is the fact. It is a fact. I work with a lot of Edo people that are my friends, and I see how they think, and I see how they think. And how can a Edo man be saying that around 12 you are close? Be seeing that you work we go there by 12 of izoduwa a song where or by 12 my work close there you are 12 p.m. Who close on 12 p.m.? Even Dangote cannot close by 12 p.m. Let's tell her I said the truth. Well, let's start telling her I said the truth. I didn't reply that person. If I want to reply in the time or with baby, you criticize so that you can learn from it. I get criticisms too. All right. Then those criticisms that are positive, I learn from them. Someone once told me that a man called me that, why do I always drink alcohol when I'm doing live video? That it's not good. I stopped. Until last 2 weeks, I was taking red wine, which was not, it's less than 5%. I stopped. For some of you who knew me a year ago, I was taking whiskey when I was doing, I stopped. That's a positive criticism. It gave me the reasons why, in fact, I should stop. And I was like, he was saying, one of our brother called me from UK. I was putting up a funny picture of a child on my status. I have to tell. So when he called me after we spoke, he wanted to get property from me. And I said that he doesn't know how to tell me this. Doesn't know how to tell me this. He kept saying, he said, if he tells me, he doesn't know how I will feel. And I'm Tamame, no matter how I feel bad, I'm always the guy who wants to be criticized, who wants to learn to be criticized. And I said that the little girl that I put on my status, on my WhatsApp status, if it's in UK because of all of those all of those men that are, I mean, there's a word that they use, men that get aroused for seeing little kids. He said you could get a J10 for that in UK, all right, that he knows that Nigeria is not UK and all of that. So I told him that what I didn't know, that for us it was a funny child's picture. It was very funny. Like some of you are my friends on WhatsApp. If I not post funny video a day, I not feel sleep. You know, so I said, why was he very careful to tell me that if he has said it that is wrong, then I will remove it. And this time after I ended it, I removed it. I didn't take any offense. I can take any offense because in my I'm ignorant to read. In Nigeria, so so I can be lecturing my Benin history. So I removed it. Those are positive criticism. Anybody who has ever called me, take note, I keep saying it. Anybody who has ever called me to say that, well, I noticed this thing about you, where this, I don't think it's right for you to do this. I will not ask the person, why did he say so? If you give me fat and fat, and I was like, I will stop. Instantly, I will just stop it. The pedophile. You understand? So then I not try to not criticize them. We criticize ourselves to grow by telling ourselves the truth. I'm not saying that out of ignorance. I'm saying that from the pool of knowledge, I'm aware. I have met with a lot of Edo people wanting to empower Edo people. You understand? But they don't want to do it. I'm not saying every Edo person. I've not said that too. People shouldn't get me wrong. You understand? But most Edo person, the rogue one, the waro one, the wrong. Yeah, my only ayunani. Yeah, my only ayunani. Understand? Go to ask. I say these things all the time. I go to some one of the community I have my essay. When I'm going there early in the morning when I drive past, you see if you do, hey chair, izoduwa, find out small thing o. Gwali woni man my dayon. Then ogwani mi ati na chair ni ido vi ya osagbera. No ya gbe hun me. No ya me block me. Or a Serakota, it will pay you also, so depending on the work they work, it will pay you 5,000. Understand? It will pay you 5,000. If you are also the also at melu near one. At the end of the day, they have earned 5,000 each. They're going on. Then the Benin people were very wise. They are wise. They are winning the bouquet. But they are a respectable beggar. I was forced to tell one that he did 100 naira. That he win a row. That not your piano. Instead of Nana, if you also know do buna. No of your piano. 100 by 100 only go ya going to about 10,000 naira 100 by 100. But so you wounded a song. It therefore means that in 3 hours or 4 hours we're winning there and you have earned 10,000 naira. Then you are not begging me for 200 naira no I had the kind. Doesn't make sense. I will try to bring our people's thoughts to this. Itan of Edo, amakwa. If you don't work, you're not supposed to eat. If you don't work, you're not supposed to eat. Our society is now breeding very lazy people. I'm not saying I'm the most hardworking person, but I wouldn't go and beg my fellow man to give me a penny. Instead, I will have to work for it. I always tell people, I said it a couple of times that some people who came to see me from overseas were my friends. A lot of them brought wine. Some of them wanted to dash me money. I told them that instead of you to dash me money, I'm not saying that what you want to do is not good, though, but I would prefer that even what you are many, use it to buy land from me. Thereby, I have 0 sense of entitlement. I'm not supposed to be entitled to your money because I teach Edo language. I'm training myself to not be depending on free money because I feel that free money corrupts. A time come, if I've been collecting money that I will wear to the red diaspora Yemen for the past 5 years, I'm sure that I'll not have been working today. Or I'll be busy forming a WhatsApp group whereby I'm not saying people should be paying me, people should be buying my data, people should be paying me allowance. I deliberately try not to accept money from our people because at the end of the day, if I've started it, it will not become a recurring decimal. I'll not be living on the pocket of those who are working hard. And which is wrong for an Edoma. If an Edoma, the pride that an Edoma has should be all around. It should be all around now. Not just having pride now. You should also have a pride that you must hustle. You must work for your money. Yes. Amowie song, amowie. That is one of the slogan of the present Oba. Amowie song, amowie. The Benins have always recognized the place of hard work over any other thing. Then what has caused this laziness? I was trying to criticize that people are lazy. And the other time I said that I've contributed to a lot of the lazy people, Benin people that are here. And I have my reasons for stating that. Let them go and work. Don't give anybody free money. Before you give any person money, it has to have a legitimate reason. I cannot be over. We'll be expecting salary. You go to Magua, where we go to gear on. It's see, that's the truth. Our diaspora people became one of the reasons why a lot of Edo people became lazy. And you people, whether you people will have a seminar, whether you people will not decide upon yourselves to stop spending money freely. Person has to work. You understand? Or to you go near sister woman who to any nama in 100 by 100 if go more magbon yagbon why born a yard send away 10,000 so that he will know. You will not have to tell him you will know. You will not have to tell him a beg you. He knows that he will not really any winner. He has money that you work for has more value. Like even a Yanoma, where you only man, it doesn't have value for me. But where you only a doctor will be man, it has more value. Because I know I'm selling you a product. And I know you're also buying a product. While you are helping me because you are helping the brother to grow his business, you're also helping yourself to get a property. So it's a win-win for both situations. I don't feel entitled to you. You don't feel entitled to me. It's like helping a brother to grow his or her business. Alright, he go sell the land. Who arrested him? Who are your cove? You instill discipline him. Who arrested? Any where you arrest your cove? I take matter for the family meeting. And any dash. See me, a lot of persons. See, the truth is that all I've always wanted is some certain things to be done rightly. And we have to speak truth. And also some people will see go my WhatsApp say any dash not be supporting the Ikegbe who arrested by. It's your money. It's your money. I can't carry my hand there money and go to club now and burn 500,000. Many go there wrong. But while you 500,000, I can go and burn it because it's a free money has no value in the first place. Even you mismanage it, but even now win because women are lower. So we must train ourselves, we must start training these coming generations to understand the value of hard work. And we must also tell ourselves that this present generation, most especially the one here, they are lazy. They are lazy. So my brother or my sister that said that because I said if you're the only and I say please, it is not in the offensive nature. It's for us naya and one. Naya and one. I am one. And then why? Any tie said, no, yeah, we read the way. Yeah, we do. Many I will do we beer go because any only have beer and go. That you will say now, I know too much. But the truth is this: I speak the truth. If you are expecting me to lie, to be very diplomatic about issues, I don't go diplomatic. I'll just tell you this, you know, no matter no. I don't know how to be diplomatic. When you are lazy, you are lazy. Omo ara uti oyi. And uti a sharp guy. If a child steals, ugbe yo uti oyu, wa miwe, utamabe a neighbor say, well, you know, you are doing holy. And uti obi sharp guy. He doesn't paint, he's not sharp. Owana drama with oji edo a sharp guy. If you give him sharp guy, that means you are encouraging him to steal. So oji atakwara pa no oji. I remember when I stole meat, for 6 months, when you have that tag, you know. But in this context of this modern time, I'm a sharp guy, no, hey, the guy will go remove meat. You're not encouraging the guy to steal. So that's the reality. Call a spade a spade. Do not paint it. A spade is a spade. Do not paint it. You won't try it again. And you not have a nickname, Oyi Miogo. The shame alone. If we were amowie, I know more right. What this is my son, sharp guy, no, correct guy, sharp guy, no. What are you doing? You have just trained a criminal into the society. That is what you've done. That is what you've done. So let's tell ourselves the truth and stop painting some certain things the way the present Benin, most of the present Benin are lazy. I said it and I said it again. And I'm unapologetic about it. We have to tell ourselves the truth. I have a lot of them as my friends. And I tell them to their faces that the majority I don't mingle with them is that they should not use their spirit of laziness to corrupt me. They should not use their laziness to corrupt me. The Benin people of old were known as hardworking people. I might be Melegani, but that's what I was taught. That's what I was taught. Men were new. Men became popular and famous by the level of their hard work. You cannot have a long nyam if you are not hardworking. Hard work is one of the virtues of an Edo man and woman. They were hardworking. They were not lazy. So I don't know where this generation got laziness. So we must fight the spirit of laziness consciously. So the white man said, the word is enough for the wise. Those who wishes to listen, let them listen. Those who wishes to say that I'm criticizing the Benin people, well, if criticism will make some Benin people have sense, then let us criticize ourselves. We have to criticize ourselves to the point We start to think right. We start to have the right attitude towards some of all of these things. We cannot begin to paint image. If a child is, though, omona agbibabia, you call the one who how do they say that? You're a prostitute. We should stop painting matters faintly. Faintly. We should stop painting matter faintly. Let's learn to speak the truth to our children, to our neighbors, to our friends. Anyway, if you're on your teta, you're on your time. So please and please, the word is enough for the wise. Let's start to have the right approach. Let's learn to start criticizing ourselves. Privately, most times, publicly, sometimes. It is not, some of these things, we can no longer conceal them in hiding. It is in the public. The statistics are there. Foreigners are trooping into our land. Even the jobs that are not even in those states. Foreigners are taking the jobs because the people here are not interested. When I roll, the pay might not be too good, but at least it is better than doing nothing. People are coming into your land to take those jobs that you say that is not good enough. Then while you are sleeping around, sleeping 24/7 in your bedroom, and someone is earning the 30,000 that you're saying enough, is it not better for you to earn 30,000 that is not enough than to sleep and not earn at all? When I started, before I became a land developer, before I started procuring lands as an estate developer, I actually started with survey and CFO. I remember the very first jobs I got, my uncle gave me some jobs. I made 300,000, 200,000, 150,000. It was a big money. In space of 1 month after I resigned as a civil servant in Edo GIS, in the space of 1 month, I made almost 400,000, 500,000. It was huge. I've never made that kind of money in my entire life. I never even made 50,000 probably before that time in my entire life, and I made about 500,000. So there are some people who now give me some small jobs. That was just a guy who just made 500,000. 500,000, SIA will make up back. Then that's one tell you, now tell you, you want to care almost about 10,000 for account. We need 5,000. That was when I knew that the rich keeps getting richer while the poor gets poorer, because the rich has a right approach. A rich man, no matter how small that contract is, he still will take it, because you understand what it's better for you not to have. It's better for you to have 1 million than not to have 1 million. It taught me a very vital lesson that I will never forget. And I have right approach. Even if I'm going to make 2,000 naira from a job, I will take that job. Because that 2,000 naira, you don't understand. At the new level, you know how important 2,000 naira is. The day you don't have a penny, then you know that 2,000 naira is actually very big. So I don't have the right approach every single day. For me to lose a job, I'd rather pick it even if I'm making 5,000. So I'm making some money from it, I'll pick the job. It's a life lesson that I will never forget. If you see, some Benin people that are hardworking here in Benin, if you see the kind of money where that they make, I know what comes on guys' name. Legitimately, those guys, they're not the too top. Those guys are making a lot of money. Legitimate for Benin here. Lots of it, they are not making noise. We are friends. Codedly, they are making a lot of money. You know. Anyway, well, I think we've done well today. First, I want to appreciate all of you. Thank all of you for joining me and spending over an hour with me today. I appreciate. Please, all of those things that we spoke about, let us have that sense of oneness. Let us continue to do all that we can to not be a sellout to our kingdom, to not join people to cast aspersion at the institution that has made us who we are today. We should always know that unity is stronger than division. We should rather join hands to grow already existing groups rather than keep dividing ourselves into smaller groups. It's not going to help us. And again, I also want to remind all of you that I'm an estate developer. I have land presently in Benin and in Abuja. So if you're interested in getting property in Benin or in Abuja, contact me. I'm the owner. I'm not an agent. So contact me. I'll get you a very big deal. Like I said, Ira, Idoyi, Idotolamu, I buy legitimately. Even with no boy for here, and I'm not ashamed of. All the right there, man. Not saying I love you a little politician. I pay me 70,000 or 100,000 because you know, but no, the only man who so we're there. Because in our we know born or I may there will kill key. You know, I cannot go and be collecting 100,000 from a politician. Because we make much more than that. If our people get to patronize us, we make very much more than that. So my staffs, some of my staffs even make more than 100,000 a month that I pay. Understand? Some of my staffs even make more than that I pay. You know, so now we'll come to fight for me politician, they give us 100,000, they will come begin the insult we're not supposed to insult. When some of our staffs that we pay and over 100,000 a month. So so I know. So Ira Idoyi, if you want to join, there's a way you do it. I'll bring you on, Mr. Prince David. Prince David. Let me see. I'm not saying you, Prince David. There's a way you join. So that is too much money. My rest of mind, when my obey and rest of mind, you can't add weight. But anyway, I'm already looking out for gym. I don't really like to be like this. But you know, say sometimes why you now I show what you know, where do I young because it be well. But anyway, lastly we'll still reduce weight so that we can be sexy for all these fine girls out there who is looking for 6 packs. They might not even 6 pack. A 0 pack if a or flat tummy. If you want to know that there's how someone can guide Prince David. There's a way you can click on, look for the options as you are watching me on how you can join. There's a way you can join. Add yourself. I'm not seeing you otherwise. Guest requests. There's a way you can do a guest request, Prince David. There's a way you can do your friend your guest request. Then when you do your guest request, then I will add you in. This one that she's asking me, sir, are you single? I dare your eye. If I dare your eye, call me. Let me give you my phone number so that you can call me. You understand? Okay, I think someone has joined. I didn't see you. Prince, what's his name? Prince David. Let's see. You have to. Sorry, I think if you can't bring them on camera. Well, tell him to check his under comments. Check your under comment because I'm looking for him in here. I'm not seeing him. I'm seeing the people I can bring now. It's Idaos Alsaigi, Lucky Best, Abel Sawumese. And Patrick Osagbovo. These are the 4 persons that are on the guest request. You are not on the guest request. If you're on the guest request, I would have added you. So you're not there. Okay, since I'm unable to bring you in, I think we have to ebe women SF. Agi pobo well. I dey look for wife. Na money I dey look for. Gwagwali woman. I dey look for money for me. I dey look for wife. Anyway, I thank all of you. God bless all of you for joining me today. Okay, I've seen him now. I'm adding you now.
Okay, now. Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, sir. Domo.
Good evening to you. You raise a very fine topic. That's why I say let me come into the screen and also contribute a little bit to it. Following the new modern characters in our particular lovely land, Benin. That's why I came in. You will see there is a way society disfigure people because society modify people. They don't call model. It modify people. It frame people. It shaping the people on how to go about the current days or activities. So when you look at my days when I was in university in 1999 to 2001, 2002, when I round up, our youth then, we hustle. We want to get into the workforce, want to do a lot of things. And during the time when I was still very, very young, as a little child, I met what you were saying. Every house, every doorstep, there's always a farmer. They have crops which they farm. And why it was like that those days, from our grandparents, all they knew was agriculture, and that's what they passed to our fathers. But in our days, in our era, we met a government that is so how will I explain it? They make things so flavorous, on which they cannot be able to deliver. They say things that they can never deliver to you. Unnecessary promises. And these things, and followed by the religion attached to it, these things continue to build up and metamorphose to this level we find ourselves today. Like here in Europe, right from 13 years, 9 years of age, you already start learning something you are going to do when you are 17. Before 17, you start working. From 9 years, they prepare you. Even I remember in my last working place, Pledge Tech, when I work as a technical worker there are children of 9 years. They come to me. They are under me. I teach them how to weld, how to do things, how to fix all these plates. They learn it from that age. Before 17 years, they got their car, they get their house, they start living a very big, comfortable life. That will call modeling, how they model you. But when it comes to Africa, we have been so badly damaged. It is good now. Our days is good. These days is good now. We don't know what is going to come. With this day that when young boys get money, they go to beer parlor to go and waste that money. No industrial skills on how to use the money so that it can be able to achieve or maybe gain something benefit from it. So when you look at what is going on, this is just what the society have just brought us into. Because the people we call our leaders, they are not ready to allow, they're not ready to leave power for the youth. They're not ready to modify the youth or to build the youth to become something in life. Even the agriculture we are talking about, it is what you teach your child will learn. If you teach your child the benefit of agriculture, and all your children they will also farm and reap those benefits. What we have today is just go and hustle. Where are they going to hustle from? The girls will stand in the street. Look at when it comes to industrialization. What industry are the rich people, the wealthy people, the government are offering to the states? Is it hotel? What is hotel are made for? Do we have tourism that the government have invested on, that they are building hotel for? They are building hotel for our daughters. So hotels, churches, then beer parlors, restaurants, just where you can sit and waste up your life. There is nothing. They don't even invest in technical trainings. They don't even invest in just normal, simple quiz acquisition, like the way they do in China. How to have your own made self-industry. In your own house, your room will be your own company, where you can produce something inside your room and be selling. And there are a lot of little technical know-how that can make a country to become industrial revolution. We don't want to do this. They don't want the youth to reach anything in life. They want the youth to kill themselves in ritual killing. That's why they purposely destroying and selling off all this destiny of our young men and women. They are selling our destiny away. They are using this, I believe they are using this spiritually. Both the pastors and the so-called politicians, they are using our destiny for something else. Because there is no country that want to destroy their workforce or their future generation like the way Nigerians are doing. All of us in Europe, we work. I'm a Benin. I work. 24 hours I work. A lot of Benin, they are working. How come we don't work back home? Where are the industries? Where is the bedded brewery? Where is the oak miller's mate? Where is the able bedded feed me? What have happened to those areas? Okay, to even start with, when you look, the way they are positioning things now, you will see they are systematically want to turn us to look like complete imbecile. People who are wasteful, who are unproductive. It's only few people like you who are still able, who can still be able to, with your influence, to come out with something and start doing. And when you look at many boys today, they park a lot of girls on the street. How many boys will see all these girls and want to go and do laborer? Which, you know, from that laborer, it will hardly earn something to even drink for one night. And they make them intoxicated to beer. And those beer are very expensive. The kind of life they built for us will not the life our forefather left for us. They left a life of discipline, respect, and dignity for us. But these people you see today, they are living a life that you can never come out and they will say you are responsible. That's why they are saying the youth are not responsible, because they make the youth to look unresponsible in the society. And that's what they are still doing. And that is their agenda, to frustrate the youth not to become the leader of tomorrow. But they should remember one thing. No matter how they frustrate the youth, they will die one day. But it will be painful that the youth that they will bring up for us might be too wide. Might be too wide. Because all this they are doing, look, many of the young boys and girls now, tell them you want to give them money, they will not tell you what they want to use the money for. They have nothing that has to do with industry or production in their mind anymore, because they met this kind of state. So this is just a short something I want to contribute. I don't know if I might be right, but this is what I feel, that what they have molded us to be is very dangerous.
All right. What's it, Domo?
You know, call me.
Okay. All right then. Well, that was a long one. I agree with our brother, but the context that we're looking at is that there's few jobs that are still remaining in Nigeria. Other ethnic groups are taking advantage of it, but our people are not taking. Well, we understand that there is a deficit of the government. No doubt about that. We understand that there's a deficit of the government. We completely understand that. All right, but some tribes are still excelling, even with the deficit of the government. So, what I am appealing for is that with the little opportunities, still mega opportunities still available in our lands, the Benin or the Edo people are not picking those jobs up. Other tribes are coming to pick those jobs up. You look at 5,000 as being mega. A society where you cannot earn 50,000, but you can earn 5,000. Other tribes are earning that 5,000. But the Benin people don't want to earn that 5,000. That is the angle I'm speaking from. I'm not speaking from the angle of the government do not know, haven't done anything for the youth. But there are still one or two opportunities that is being self-generated. For example, if you build a filling station now, Mr. Prince, David, if you don't have a filling station or Tedo, you will discover that no Edo person will apply to be a sales girl or a sales boy in that filling station. And that's what I'm speaking about. That's Ayo Nario Bow. We understand the obvious governmental plan to ensure that the youth don't grow and all of that. But there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little opportunities on ground. But those opportunities, the Benin people in some, let me not use Benin people, some Benin people based here, they're not taking advantage of it. And we'll have to start recalibrating our minds. If we think that every Edo person has to leave Nigeria before they can make it, but the Yorubas are excelling in Nigeria. The Igbos here are excelling in Nigeria. So even the Hausas, Fulanis are excelling here in Nigeria. Why can't also the Edo people excel here in Nigeria? When you look at the private sector, all right, the private sector of commercial banking system, it's completely dead. It's completely dominated by the Yoruba people. If you look at the oil sector, it's completely, we understand that there are negligence of, there are a lot of Edo people there, but one will wonder that there should be more Edo persons who are ready. Now, if you look at some of the street jobs being employed by the government, like the Edo State government is currently doing street lighting, and the people who are digging those holes, you can never say one Edo person. Then the question is why? Is it that we are better than the Hausas or the Fulanis? That is why we are not digging. Hunger does not know tribe. If you are hungry, why not go pick that hole? Instead of you waiting for your brother in overseas to send you money. There is dignity in labor. The petty jobs in Edo State, even when we know that Edo State is more or less a civil servant state, there are no industries, there are no jobs, but there are petty jobs that to an extent will take off some of your bills. His bill is 50,000. Then he's able to raise, hustle, take all of these mega jobs and hustle about 30,000, and then you now send him 20,000. It will be something applaudable to you. You will also be very proud that, well, Nigeria must say, but or you boy with 30,000, then he added 20,000 by Okiagba. Than for him to wait for you to send the entire 50,000 to him, that is breeding laziness. That is the angle I'm speaking from. We understand the government has failed, but there are still little opportunities out there. Our people are not grabbing those little opportunities. We have to recalibrate their mindsets. We have to recalibrate their mindsets. You have to pick those little jobs. You have to go into trading. Everybody go out working. You understand? Wa mwa yeki ume so dwe la jawo. Una adweki. Una me 5,000 na use 4,000 ya we biero. Wa ya we kini ha ya zo An Igbo man having understand the language, not that they are more skilled, they only understand the language of the business. You understand? You have a capital, you have an interest. You don't have any business to do with the capital. I always use myself as an example. I don't think I've touched up to $1 million since I've been running my estate business. Because it's my capital. Any profit I make, I use it to gain. I have other side jobs that give me the 20,000, the 10,000 that I take money from to eat. I don't touch that money. So I continue, I'm growing that capital. I'm growing the capital base. It's just a simple business sense. You start a business with 20,000. You now made a profit of, at the end of 6 months, you made a profit of 10,000. You are supposed to add that 10,000. I haven't taken some other things out of it. Let's not say you're able to save 8,000 of the 10,000 profit you made. You take that 8,000 in addition to your 20,000, so you now have 28,000 to invest. All you do a year, 20,000. I asked in business, you made a profit of 10,000. They don't mind eating the entire 10,000. Thereby reinvesting the 20,000 and making 10,000, eating the 9,000 of the 10,000 again. You continue to be in the cycle and the business does not grow. I didn't go to business school. I read sciences, but it's a common sense. You have to increase your capital base to be able to increase your profit base. And that has to do with the first profit that you made. I didn't read any of that. I didn't even do business. I just know that's what is working for me, or what has worked for me, what is still working for me. So these are some of the things I'm talking about. Exactly. It's even their plus. But the point is that let them just work for something. That's not true. It's not as if they don't employ those people. And those people don't get interested in getting employed. If they tell you, now do I employ? My secretary is an assistant manager in one of the banks. He told me of the story. So, anyway, I think I'm exhausted. We have to end it here and right now. So I thank all of you for joining us. May God no. This point may our sister make now is a very nice one. Obviously, be like you know us well. Our people were actually now waiting that they tell me I got woo a corner casa. Our me yeko. So all right. We are rounding up now, Mr. Patrick Osagbo. If you do it, I got work corner casa. So they are ready to eat the profits and the capital. So the business here grow, and Iboma will not do that. And you now say that there's a big business. Actually, has a big business. It's just a common logic of business. You eat your capital and eat your profit. You said your business will grow. There has to be a level of dedication in years that your capital base has grown, and your profit base has grown before you start to take a slice, what I mean, a minimal slice out of it to start chopping and enjoying life. If you made an annual profit of 5 million and you decided, excluding the capital, and you decide to use 200,000 to enjoy your life, it will not be a big deal. It will not affect so much because the profit is the extra that you've made. You can add it back to the capital and you just remove a slice of the profit. It will not affect your business. Not when you made 200,000 and you blow 150,000. Take chop. Yeah. So if like no, and I they always talk about our me man, I work corner sa. So these are many and all of this. So I'm writing up. I'm already exhausted. So our brother wanted to join. So maybe next week you join us. And thank you. Why I was say so I feel why about talk by you. So I'll see you guys next week Sunday by God's grace, and so that we can talk some more. God bless all of you.